And you want to join them together. Normally you might use a butt crimp, where you put the two ends of the wire into a crimp and then crimp it shut and wrap a bit of tape around it. But you've got these things that supposedly shrink down. Let's test them right now. Okay, so let's give this a go. So I've already threaded this through the solder heat shrink device, and I've got the other end of the wire here, so I'm going to try and just sort of smoosh these into each other so they're roughly intermixed, and then feed it in without snagging the edge of the... I have completely snagged the edge of it, but let's see if I can get it through and into the middle. And then we shall activate the heat gun. I think the best approach here might be to shrink down at least one of the glue bands first. So let's do that. Okay, so I shall rotate it in front of the hot air gun here, which is currently set to about 300 degrees Celsius. I want to actually use it at that low temperature just to see if it does actually work with the solder. So that's kind of done like that. Should I... Yeah, let's just move on to the solder now and see what happens. So I shall rotate this in front of the heat. And it is melting. That's pretty interesting. And it's flowing in amongst the copper strands. I don't see any sort of liquidy flux as such, but I do see what looks like proper mating onto the copper. Whether it has mated properly is something that we'll find out when I take it apart afterwards. And then let's do the other band here. So this is the other hot melt glue band that is going to basically grip onto the wire and seal it against water ingress. Okay, that looks pretty good. That worked relatively well, but what really matters now is whether that solder in the middle has actually flowed properly. Let's cut the joint open and find out. Okay, let's see how